What's up, everybody? My name is Enoch Walkie-Mandu Walker. We are this is the first video of Wrench Trench Garage. It's my first video. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, so please leave comments down at the bottom so that maybe you can help me with some improvements on what I'm doing. However, we're just gonna start with a small little tour of what's going on around the spot. Just finally got my shop built and just started loading it up with stuff. You can catch me on Instagram, hashtag Wrench Trench Garage, and here we go. All right, so this is the Tundra. This is the daily for now. I'm gonna probably change it because this thing sucks gas like crazy, and it's got all the drool spots from my dog, who's under the Jeep right now. So yeah. The next thing I have is a 84 Nissan 300 ZX. It is for sale. The person that sold it to me wants me to keep it. I'm just gonna see what I can get for it for now. Once the titles get here for the vehicles, which she is definitely working on, once they get here, I'll probably take the for sale sign off, and then I'll work on the other Z, and I'll see if I can get some money to bring this thing back to life. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. It's a ton of rust in it. As you can see, the interior is not in the best shape. It's got a lot of rust holes and stuff. I'm gonna need gloves and stuff. This has been playfully nicknamed the dumpster fire. The motor does turn. I did do a few things on it. I do have some other videos that I recorded with my phone for this, but yeah, I'll probably post those up because maybe outtakes or something. I also have some stuff where I worked on my Jeep and everything like that, my blue Jeep, which ended up getting sold. Here's my little Warm, so he's hanging out under the Jeep right now. Before we got the Xterra, this is Pedro. He's a 95 Wrangler, and I like this thing. We got it for about $2,500, and it drove pretty good, and then I found out that a ring had broken, so I ended up rebuilding the motor. It's been a while since then. It's way dirty. This is basically the doggy transport because I don't want him messing up my truck, which he ended up doing anyway because I'm a fucking softie. So there. It's got some rust spots. This may be my first paint and body work project that I'm gonna deal with, so stay tuned for that. All right, now on into the shop. And in the shop we have a red 1986 Nissan 300 ZX. It came with its own set of issues that I'm working on resolving, and I'm gonna take you guys along for that. But right now this is just a shop tour, and the next video will be me dealing with this. So here we have some parts here. A Lexus GS 300. It's a 2JZ block with the crank, the pistons and rods, oil pan, and some other miscellaneous parts in here. You got fuel rail, valve covers. The cylinder head was a piece of crap, so I ended up having to junk it. But yeah, that's actually on Craigslist. It's also on eBay, but I can't ship it. So only local Maryland residents are probably gonna be able to get this unless you feel like driving a bunch of miles to come pick it up. It's going for cheap. I just need it gone, so that's that. These are the parts for, these are actually just junk parts. Those are gonna go to the metal scrapper. You got my vacuum here, and you got this nice 80-gallon air compressor. It's a Husky. I ended up turning the camera off right then and on accident, so sorry about that. We're gonna see if I can splice that all together, make one video. So anyway, it's a Husky 80-gallon air compressor, professional grade. I haven't been able to hook it up yet. Got an electrician coming by to help me out with it to get some electricity put in here. This is the one that I'm using right now, the air compressor I'm using now. It works okay for what it is. I just use it to just inflate tires and use the little blower thing, and I've used it for leak down tests and stuff, but it's getting pretty bad. It's getting pretty old, and when they get old, these things get dangerous. There's videos of these things like literally exploding and hurting people, so I don't want to keep this longer than I have to. Up here, some other parts for sale. One of them is the clutch for the Supra. It is a spec stage 2 plus clutch. It's good up to about 400 foot-pounds of torque, I guess. And I'm selling it because I'm going up in power and I'm going up in torque. And that one only had about 20, maybe 20 or 30 miles on it before I decided to get rid of it because I cracked the block. It is a 7M. So, you know, say what you will about 7Ms. I'm keeping it. I'm building another one. I want to get it right. So there you go. Right underneath that, you got Jeep parts. That's from a blue Jeep that I had. It was a 4.2 that I put a 4.0 head on. It started out okay. I'll probably post a video that I did record for it on, and it's kind of crappy, but hey, you know, first shot at things, you know, you let me know. You be the judge. Underneath that is parts from a 2.7 liter Chrysler Sebring. I did a motor swap on there. The other motor had some good parts still on there, so I took them, and now I'm selling them to get rid of them. Hopefully I can recoup some money. Right here is all my hoses. You got the 2 buckets that I've turned from coffee holders to clamp and hose fitting holders. So yeah, keep everything in order. That down here is interior parts for the Supra. Just haven't gotten around to dealing with it. You got some old rags, and then you got my little cleanup bucket for the cars. Down here, you have all of the motor oils, brake fluid, trans fluid, whatever, all the fluids that I usually need for working on cars, I have it there. Right here is all of my cleanup stuff, paint stuff, rejuvenating stuff, stuff that makes cars look pretty. This stuff here is carb choke cleaner, brake cleaner, you know, all the aerosol cleaners, and some we also have some paint thinner, things like that. Can't talk today, excuse me. Up here you have all the paints, aerosol paints, just so you know, you never know when you gotta paint stuff. I don't know why I have so much, but I do have so much. You got my gloves, rubber gloves, painter's tape. You have sandpaper, spackles, just stuff to, you know, bring stuff back to life. These little bottles were cheap. I got them from like the dollar store, and they're pretty good for like putting fluids in there. And then if you got to get fluid in a tight spot, these usually work pretty well. I have an old gun that a friend of mine just happened to leave over here. I don't really use it. I have this set up here. I got it for $100. People have said that they work just fine for whatever you're doing. So that's like my little starter kit. I'm gonna go ahead and use that to paint the engine bay of the Supra. Hopefully I can get a better I can get a better result than what you would do with just a rattle can. Over here is like, you know, a couple of sanders. Yes, the sander's in here. Yes, it works. This is the one I just been using just because I have it. I got masks and respirators, and then I got my goggles over here, so you need your safety equipment. Over here I have some chains. This is what I usually use for pulling the motors out. Some bungees. The bungees over here. Gotta have the Gojo to keep your hands clean, and you need some paper towels to wipe them off. You got this Clorox Pro Results Outdoor Bleach. This stuff is awesome. I actually use them to clean my trash cans today, and I use them to power wash my house last week. And this stuff is awesome. This stuff gets rid of stains and everything. And it's supposed to be, supposedly it's good, it's safe around plants and stuff, so haven't had a problem with it. You got some oil filters and things like that over here. So this is just my just my chemical site, pretty much a chemical rack. Over here's my shitty welder. I've welded a few things with it. Not the best welder in the world. I'm not a good welder at all, actually. But this is the welding box. This has my gloves, helmet, and everything in it. I just wanted to put it all in one spot so I can not deal with it. Yes, I have a calculator here. My math isn't the best, so therefore I use a calculator a lot in the shop, so I just keep one around. This is just a few extra things. Hey, that's my GoPro casing. I figured I'm not doing anything particularly dangerous to the camera at this time, so I'm not even using that right now. Yeah, vape. Shut up. Just to go around here, this is my second door. The idea here is to get a path and gravel it so that cars can come in either way. It makes it easier access to get stuff parked. I can probably stuff more stuff in here. And then that's the edge of my yard, just so you can see it. And then there's Pedro. And then there is Foster underneath Pedro. So, on to the next thing. These are all my tools. For right now, I just have them sitting here just because I'm waiting to get the bottom shelf to this beautiful Craftsman top toolbox drawer set here. I got it pretty cheap from a guy that was selling it, and you know, I just couldn't pass it up. 85 bucks. These things are normally $200-$300. Yes, I am a wheeler and a dealer. I love finding good deals on stuff that help out and get them to pay for themselves or make me money. So this, I'm getting the rolling shelf coming soon, and then all of these tools will either be in that drawer, or I'm going to get a whole new set of tools to go with the new set here, so that these tools that I have here will be like my to-go tools. So like if I got to go out to a job or go out to a car, I can just pick these up and run off while the stuff in the shop stays in the shop under lock and key. It'll be all my good stuff that I use for big projects, and this stuff will be stuff that I use for just simple repairs. These are all the parts that I've accumulated for the Supra. Some of the stuff is just came off of it. I just have to revamp it. The top shelf is mostly Jeep stuff, gaskets, miscellaneous parts from other vehicles that I just can't get rid of just yet. That's my buddy's helmet. That's prime wrench time. Giving you a shout out right now. There's a 67mm turbo. It's a Precision PT. That thing's badass. It made 500 horsepower on the 7M. It's probably going up for sale, or it's gonna go on another project. I haven't decided yet. In that brown box back there, I have my CT26 that I put a bigger, that I kind of upgraded, maybe overly upgraded. So I don't know what it's gonna do. So when I find a project car that I want to stick it in, that I don't mind blowing up, that I'll probably end up doing that, and I'll film it for you guys. Hopefully you guys like the content. There's the Supra. The Supra fenders. No, they're not all scratched up. They're just a little dirty. You see, dirt. And so those are going to get repainted anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. On over here, I've repurposed my coffee cans. And those are the sensors and relays that I've come across. And here's this is a random box. It even says random on it. This is a bunch of different things. Assembly lube, JB Weld, all my tubed sealants and greases and stuff like that, manuals, stickers, stuff like that, which are all going to end up on the box probably. These are all my tapes. You got different types of tapes, and I also have for some the electrical connectors in there. Down under here, it's just a spare box full of wires, if you can see that. These boxes are empty. Those are what my angle grinders came in. I ended up putting those in my welding box because since I'm such a crappy welder, I just have to keep a grinder close. So these are just some kits in here. One of them is a breaker bar kit. The other one is a cylinder leakage tester. You got some Husky air tools in there that I have yet to pull out because I don't have a strong enough air compressor. This is the fuel tank for the Supra. It's still got some gas in it. I think I'm gonna siphon this out and put it in the red car because the red car has 0 gas in it. So I'm just gonna siphon this out, put it in there. This car is going to 85 anyway, so 93 is just gonna be repurposed for everything else. These are just some tools that I have yet to put away. Let's see what we got over here. We have my engine stand, which will be in use very shortly. This right here, I found this thing laying in the street. This is where those big truck companies come by, and then they chuck their tires with that, and they just happen to leave it. So I picked it up and I chalk my tires with it now, and it works great. Jack stands, gotta have those. A couple of jacks, a couple of shitty jacks. This one's not that shitty, actually. This is the better jack, but I end up still using the shitty jack anyway. So I'm probably gonna upgrade my jacks. I'll probably go to Harbor Freight and get the rapid pump ones. Those will be a lot nicer. This is a couple of ramps. Those always come in handy when you're just doing quick oil changes. Drive up on the ramp, change the oils, get it done. Here's the Supra. It's the engine bay. Started sanding, started putting stuff in there. It didn't really finish yet. That's probably going to be the next thing I do after I get this red car out of here. Yeah, I gotta have the halogen, and there's my little oil cooler, which all that stuff is just going to be cleaned up and redone, make this thing look nice. I don't think it's going to be a show car, but I do want it nice. So this is the Supra. These are the inner fender wells. There is some brake parts for it needed to get done. The ZX. So now onto the ZX. This is what I'm actually going to be working on today. Now that you've had the shop tour. Well, let me finish the shop tour first. Shop tour. You always should have fire extinguishers in your shop, in your garage. Anywhere you're working on anything flammable, you should always have fire extinguishers. These things could save you. If you do welding, if you do anything, shit just catches fire, and you need to be right with it. This is my little headlamp. This thing works great. A little flashlight that I just found, which is cool. It still works, so that's what I was using just earlier to do my little inspection on the Z. And then we're back to the first thing that I started with. So, not to make this video too long, but this is the Z. And it's got issue after issue, but it runs. It does have a Misc. I do have a video of me messing with this car a little bit, so I'll probably just post those up. I'm just gonna post up everything that I've ever recorded doing things, and you know, don't expect too much out of them. I'm just kind of just unloading all my dirty trash or whatever they call it, dirty laundry or whatever, airing everything out, so that way you can see everything that I've been working on and how I've been doing things and that kind of stuff. But this one's cool. It's got the digital dash, leather seats. It's pretty awesome. But here's the problem. Whack out. Nothing. So yeah, there's the issue with that. So we're gonna get the clutch fixed today, and if anybody wanted to know where the clutch master cylinder is, it's located under your washer fluid. Thing's gonna be in here, and you'd have to pull it out, and then it would expose the clutch master cylinder, which is extremely dirty and nasty and doesn't work. So I'm going to replace that. I'll probably replace the slave cylinder while I'm at it and make sure the hoses aren't clogged, because that is just some nasty fluid in there. Here's the motors, the little V6, not too bad. The custom hood holder. The battery was in there. I had to take it out. I know this thing has a power draw somewhere, and I'm sure the battery ain't no good. I'm sorry, bad language. The battery is not in good shape. So there. So I'm gonna see if we can get a charge on it. If not, then I'm gonna have to put a new battery in there. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, the tires suck. And just to show you how much they suck. Yeah, got that little. Here's a little thing here. You see that? Yeah, these tires are horrible. These don't hold any air. This is an interior. Oh, by the way, it has a bad steering rack. So the owner, after they sold it to me, gave me the new steering rack that they had. So that's cool. It's one less thing that I actually have to buy. It looks refurbished, but it's one less thing that I have to buy. And inside, I don't want to lift it up yet, is pretty much most of the interior from another Z. Even though this interior is good, the interior in the white car sucks. So the idea is to take all of this interior and put it in the white car. Granted, if I can get the body straightened out. it would be a cool little drift missile or something. The lady actually really likes the vehicle. The lady that sold it to me actually really likes the vehicle and wants me to bring it back to life. It's a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of money. I really don't know. Stay tuned for the decision making on that. So for now, first thing I'm gonna do today is gonna take off the wheels and go take them over to the tire shop and see if I can't get some halfway decent used tires put on here so we can do some smoky burnouts after the clutch is fixed. So on my way to pick up a clutch, slave cylinder, and drop the wheels off. So yeah, that's it for now. Stay tuned.